The night was silent, save for the soft hum of the wind brushing against the walls of my small cabin. Beyond the frosted window pane, the alien forest shimmered faintly under twin moons, their light spilling across the snow like liquid silver. I had just finished my meal, canned rations again, when the sensors blinked red on my terminal. Intruder detected. My hand went instinctively to the plasma cutter lying on the table. I'd been warned about them, the native Chiron hunters. They didn't tolerate trespassers on their soil. I'd seen what they could do to soldiers better trained than me. But I wasn't a soldier anymore. Just a mechanic left behind after the war. The cabin door hissed open before I could react. A silhouette stepped through the snowstorm, tall, cloaked, her breathing steady. The air shimmered faintly around her, her armor bending the light like water. And in her hand, a spear that hummed softly with energy. Her eyes glowed like molten gold. "You are the human they call Elias Kane." I swallowed. "Used to be. Then your life is mine to claim." She stepped closer, and for the first time I could see her face. Smooth, angular, beautiful in that alien way. Her crest of dark feathers framed her cheeks, trembling slightly with her pulse. There was no hate in her expression, just grim duty. "I didn't kill anyone," I said quietly. "The war's over." She raised the spear, voice steady. "You built the machines that did." I couldn't deny it. I had repaired combat drones for the Federation. Not by choice, by survival. The guilt still burned. "Do what you came for," I murmured, closing my eyes. Then a sound. Fragile. Whimpering. My eyes snapped open. Behind her leg, half hidden by the cloak, stood a small Chiron child. The little one clutched a stuffed creature, something hand-stitched from rags and fur, one arm dangling loose. The warrior froze. Her gaze flicked to the child, then back to me. The child tugged on her leg and whispered, "Mama, my toy, it's broken." Her spear lowered slightly. The silence stretched between us, heavy and strange. My heart pounded in my chest, not from fear now, but something else. "Let me see it," I said softly, setting down the plasma cutter and kneeling. The warrior tensed, protective. But the child, curious, stepped forward and handed me the toy. It was a crude thing, stitched with love and desperation. I turned it over gently in my hands. The arm's joint was torn where some internal wire had snapped. I fetched my repair kit from the table and began working, the hum of my tools filling the air. My fingers moved automatically, steady, precise. I'd repaired countless machines meant for destruction. But this was different. The warrior stood motionless, her golden eyes following every movement. The child watched, wide-eyed, tail flicking nervously. After a few minutes, I pressed the switch on the toy's chest. A soft tune began to play, an old Earth lullaby I'd encoded into the toy's circuits when I first arrived here, to remind me of home. The child gasped. "It sings." I smiled faintly. "It's an old song. About stars." The warrior's shoulders lowered slightly. The killing intent in the air began to fade, replaced by something more fragile. "Why?" she asked finally. "Why fix what belongs to your enemy?" I looked up at her. "Because it's broken. That's what I do." She said nothing. The child hugged the toy tight and began to hum along with the tune. And in that small, surreal moment, surrounded by the echoes of war, the smell of oil and snow, I saw something in her eyes shift. Not forgiveness, but understanding. Hours passed. She sat across from me by the fire now, helmet off, face illuminated by the flickering light. The child slept curled beside her, toy clutched tight. "You built the machines that burned my village," she said quietly. I nodded, shame biting deep. Yes, I was ordered to keep them running. But every time I fixed one, I told myself it would stop the fighting sooner. I was wrong. She studied me in silence. You could have run. Many did. I did run, I admitted, voice low. Ran here. To fix things that aren't weapons. For a while, the only sound was the crackling of firewood. Then she said, almost to herself, my mate fell in that attack. I swore to take the life of the one who kept the machines alive. Her gaze met mine. I thought killing you would bring peace to his spirit. Will it? Asked softly. Her eyes flickered. No. She stood slowly, lifting the sleeping child into her arms. The humans will come again, she said. And when they do, you should not be here. I know. She turned to leave, pausing at the door. The snowstorm had quieted. Moonlight washed her armor in pale light. The toy, she said. You repaired it with care. Why? I smiled faintly. Because someone once fixed something for me when I didn't deserve it. She nodded once. Then perhaps, there is still hope for your kind. And with that, she vanished into the night, her footsteps swallowed by snow. In the morning I found something on the doorstep. A small bundle wrapped in cloth. Inside was the broken spearhead, polished and engraved with alien runes. A symbol, maybe. Or a warning. Or forgiveness. The child's toy still played that same lullaby from the corner of my workbench. I listened to it as I packed my tools, ready to leave before the next patrol came. Sometimes I wondered if she'd remember me, the man she came to kill, who instead fixed her child's broken toy. And sometimes in the quiet between the stars, I thought maybe that was enough. Snow drifted gently outside as dawn painted the sky in muted gold. My cabin was quieter than it had been in months. The hum of the toy's lullaby still lingered, faint but steady, like a heartbeat that refused to fade. On my workbench lay the alien spearhead she'd left behind, its edge dulled, engraved with delicate runes. I traced my fingers along the symbols, trying to read their meaning. I didn't know their language, but I felt it. Gratitude, maybe. Or peace. For the first time since the war, I didn't feel hunted. Felt seen. I packed my tools and powered down the old generator. The snow outside had covered her footprints completely, as if the world itself wanted to erase the night before. I stood at the threshold, watching the horizon glow, my breath fogging the air. Goodbye, I whispered, not sure if I was talking to her, or to the man I used to be. The repaired toy sat on the bench, still humming its tune. I almost left it behind, but something stopped me. I slipped it into my pack. Maybe one day I'd return it. Or maybe it would remind me that mercy was still possible in a galaxy full of scars. As I walked away, the twin moons dipped below the horizon, and the first sunlight touched the snow, turning it to gold. Somewhere beyond the forest, I imagined a child waking, clutching her singing toy, smiling because it still worked. And maybe her mother, once my executioner, was watching the same sunrise, wondering if a mechanic's kindness could really change the course of two dying worlds. For the first time in years I hoped it could.